Hello, I'm Helen Martin, Director of Regeneration and Enterprise at Dudley Council, and I'm here to tell you about the investment activity in Dudley. It's our time in Dudley. It seems like a bold statement, and it might seem a strange time to feel confident, but Dudley Council and its partners have started to roll out a £1 billion regeneration programme, which will be the biggest investment ever made in the borough. We think this is Dudley's time, and by the end of this presentation, we hope that you think so too. I've got a short fly-through video to show you the activity that's taking place within Dudley Town Centre. We are an increasingly connected borough. There's substantial investment committed to improve Dudley's links to the rest of the West Midlands and within the town itself. Together with the West Midlands Combined Authority, the Council will deliver better connections with high quality and affordable transport, combining road, tram, rail and new cycling and walking infrastructure. This enhanced connectivity will enable commuter, educational, tourism and employment opportunities, delivering a significant boost to the local economy. Some of the key projects include the new metro line from Wednesbury to Brierley Hill, the Dudley interchange, related public realm works and a highways improvement package. By far the biggest investment is the metro. A total of £449 million will be invested by the Combined Authority to extend the West Midlands Metro through the heart of Dudley Town Centre to Wednesbury and Brierley Hill and connect key regeneration scheme proposals with the wider sub-region. The 11-kilometre metro line will deliver up to 10 stops, including fast and frequent connections with Dudley Port Station, Dudley Interchange, the Waterfront and Merry Hill. It will connect Dudley with Birmingham in around 40 minutes, link Wolverhampton to Dudley in around 30 minutes, and enable journeys between Birmingham and Brierley Hill in under an hour. Dudley Transport Interchange will be a world-class multimodal facility, tying together the new West Midlands Metro extension with eventually bus rapid transport and sprint. Dudley Council has granted outline planning permission to the Combined Authority for the proposed development, and this includes the demolition of the existing bus station, focusing on the pedestrian connectivity between the castle, the college campus and the town centre. Our ambition is to create an integrated town centre, benefiting from improved connectivity and significant public realm improvements, which focuses on social, economic, transport and environmental factors. The Council is supportive of the protection and, where possible, extension of green corridors, footpaths and cycleways, and we're seeking to provide alternative transportation options, also creating the infrastructure and development platform to support the delivery of multi-million-pound Portersfield development, a mixed-use scheme. This significant investment will set a new context for development and regeneration of our town centre and the wider borough, refocusing the retail core. It is important for the innovation infrastructure for businesses, and it's important because of the role a university presence can have in raising aspirations for our communities. It is fantastic to be able to say that Dudley is now home to a multi-million-pound state-of-the-art higher educational institute. Residence is now open at the Waterfront in Brierley Hill, with its first cohort of students taking their first steps into the music industry. Our plans for skills and innovation do not stop when our residence is open. The town centre has established itself as an education and innovation hub following the substantial investment and relocation of Dudley College to a purpose-built centralised facility in the heart of our town centre, supporting 20,000 full and part-time students. This investment has been further complemented with the investment in the Very Light Rail Centre. This National Innovation Centre is a £28 million project which will provide a unique research facility for the development of very light rail, technologies and related projects. The project brings back into use a redundant stretch of railway to support the Innovation Centre. Capitalising on the links with Warwick University, one of the top universities in the sector, the development of the Very Light Rail could provide a step change, attracting other advanced manufacturing firms, bringing together further and higher education providers with employers. The scheme will attract somewhere in the region of 2,000 students, boosting the existing student population within the town. Sited adjacent to the Very Light Rail Innovation Centre, the facility could act as an anchor to the town centre, attracting businesses which would benefit from co-locating with education and research institutes. Funding has also been explored for Phase 2 by the government's Towns Fund programme, and together these facilities create a university park within Dudley. The Towns Fund bid for the Higher Education Institute on our Hippodrome site is the missing link for the university campus for Dudley, and in essence the final piece of the jigsaw in the regeneration story. Dudley was one of 101 towns invited by government to bid into the £3.6 billion Towns Fund, and the Council is now putting in place the governance structures to oversee the development of a town investment plan to focus upon the delivery of an additional higher educational facility in the town centre in collaboration with Dudley College and based around the health sciences. These investments provide us with a number of opportunities. Increasing our student population will serve to expand retail and leisure spend within the centre, create opportunities for additional retail and leisure development close to the campus, a mix of shops, cafes, restaurants, small businesses, creative enterprises, and a nighttime economy, For Dudley Town Centre, we see this area being focused around St Thomas's Quarter at the end of the High Street, and this is the focus for much of the activity. The area currently has a small population, and we would like to see this grow and become more sustainable. We are already working with social enterprise to develop a community garden for the benefit of residents with young families who live in the area. And we want to encourage and build on the community events and networks that exist within the area and provide support for the local population. In 2019, we held a really successful People's Panel, whose recommendations for the area included creating new spaces by linking town features to include public toilets and facilities, play areas and seating, to enhance the existing spaces with sensory gardens and fountains, and creating the inn-edge as a more desirable space to spend time and pass through. Environmental improvements and urban design works will look to improve connectivity between the St Thomas's Quarter, the wider town centre, the new transport interchange, and create an attractive destination for increasing residential population, as well as a flexible event space for activities and community arts. We will also have a number of softer opportunities and interventions arising from the current situation with COVID, including, amongst other things, events programmes, pop-up shops, pop-up exhibitions, creating social enterprises and community hub spaces and incubator spaces located just off the High Street. The scheme has already seen the demolition of Cavendish House, and in its place there will be a mixed scheme of retail, residential and leisure space, and it will create up to 500 jobs and 400 new town centre homes. This major redevelopment scheme will offer a range of occupier opportunities adjacent to the new metro route and the planned transport interchange. Master planning work is underway to deliver improvements to the properties along the High Street, many of which are empty and in a poor state of repair, and to bring them back into use for retail and housing. The plan is also to make gateway entrances more attractive and to improve the public realm, including the provision of pedestrian links between the metro, the High Street and with Merry Hill. There are opportunities too to increase the residential population in the town centre, and the area could see somewhere in the region of 800 new homes. We've developed a manifesto for The Lie that sets out our vision for Lie as a livable, lovable, vibrant town with existing and future residents to work, to live and to play. We want to embrace The Lie's existing assets and opportunities and to connect with these and build upon them. A significant amount of investment has been made on these key attractions: Dudley Castle and the Zoological Gardens and the Black Country Living Museum, Dudley Canal Trust, along with the development and upgrade of visitor and education facilities. The Council recognises that preservation of this historic asset is key to growing the success of the tourism sector for Dudley, and we're working jointly with Historic England to deliver necessary improvements and investment. It's a scheme that will take the Living Museum story into the 40s, the 50s and the 60s, and will deliver a new visitor welcome area, dedicated learning centre and an industrial quarter. £24 million of funding has been secured to develop the proposal. These developments provide an opportunity to improve the area's tourism assets, and they will have the effect of increasing visitor numbers in Dudley. We have the opportunity now to invest and build, to redevelop underused buildings or sites, and to intensify residential populations in sustainable locations. We already had a target of 65,000 homes by 2026, the end of the current plan period. We now also know that by the end of the new plan period in 2039, we will need 74,000 new homes and more than 3,000 per annum across the sub-region. We will be working over the next 12 months on site allocations to meet this need, and the previously mentioned emerging master plans will go some way to doing this, making a place people would want to live and work and spend their leisure time. One of the ways to unlock this potential is increasing the number of people that make the town centres their home, and high quality housing is needed right in the heart of our town centres. Some of our key residential proposals within the town centre include the Portersfield mixed scheme development, which has outline planning permission for mixed use to create a highly sustainable, green, smart, responsive town. Master planning has identified opportunities for several hundred new homes here, and we want to retain and enhance the existing landscape and green infrastructure and increase accessibility to the river corridor and improve movement and connectivity, allowing this to be connected with the green River Stour corridor through the town. We want to maximise the connectivity for all within the town and to nearby towns and cities. We want to increase accessibility and legibility to the train station. It's now a little over 3 years since we designated the DY5 Enterprise Zone, and there's been significant progress. Since 2017, we've seen a new supply developed, and with foreign direct investment from the likes of companies such as Erics, Ivica Group, Certus at Pride Point, Pensnet, where phase 2 is almost complete, this supply will provide excellent occupier opportunities of between 2,000 and 5,000 square metres. One of the biggest transformations we're seeing is occupiers returning to the waterfront, and the enterprise zone status is helping to incentivise occupiers to move back to the area, and we're starting to see that momentum really build. New office occupiers have moved in, and encouragingly before the pandemic, we had seen retailer and leisure occupiers returning, including bars, gyms, cafes, dance studios, convenience stores and nurseries, benefiting those who live and work at the waterfront, as well as drawing in visitors who want to enjoy their leisure time at the waterfront once again. A real coup for the waterfront has been the opening of the Residence Music Institute. The once empty Cable Plaza building is unrecognisable, and it's now home to lecture theatres, recording and production studios, teaching rooms and video production suites. The Higher Education Institute is fast becoming part of the community, hosting school children from music schools all over summer and becoming home to the local community radio station Black Country Radio. Resident students will also have the opportunity to become part of the community, as there is the opportunity for several hundred student bedrooms to be provided. Discussions with landowners and investors are ongoing to progress development and to identify potential occupiers. For the remaining more difficult to develop employment sites, one of our immediate steps is to work with those landowners and delivery partners to understand the investment required to bring those sites forward. If there is one thing that 2020 has taught us, it's that whatever you plan for, the unexpected can be just around the corner. And when we launched the Enterprise Zone in 2017, we had a focus on industrial development and office occupancy. But the market has identified opportunities for residential on some of these sites and brought in the Higher Education Institute. Our Enterprise Zone now has the potential to become a much richer mix of industry, education, commerce and communities. At the start of this presentation, we told you that this is Dudley's time, our time to build, connect, grow, and to grab hold of opportunities for regeneration, development and economic growth with both hands, and to drive change in Dudley on a once-in-a-lifetime scale. Hopefully we've given you a flavour of what's going on, of how we as the council are trying to drive and enable growth, to remove barriers to investment and to shape the borough's future, and we hope that you're as excited about this as we are. This presentation would have looked very different 7 months ago, and we have seen unprecedented challenges for businesses, residents and local services. The completed product might not always look exactly as it was first imagined, but we are confident that we are grabbing hold of those opportunities, and that with the strong communities, innovative businesses, the Black Country's can-do attitude, the finished product will be even better than we could possibly have imagined.